In forests, mountains, rivers, and oceans, rare and unique animals survive.
A new species of tiny, luminescent sharks have been discovered in the Gulf of Mexico.
From creatures caught once on camera to species nobody knew existed. The natural world is full of surprises, so let's explore it. Albinism can appear in almost any animal on Earth, but seeing it in the wild is something else entirely. On May 27, 2019, researchers reviewing infrared footage from China couldn't believe what walked past the lens. Deep inside the Wolong National Nature Reserve, a completely white giant panda moved quietly through the forest. Unlike the familiar black and white pattern of the giant panda, this bear had no dark patches at all. Its fur was ivory from head to toe and its eyes glowed red, a classic sign of albinism. The footage was later studied by bear specialist Li Sheng, who confirmed that this was the first documented albino panda ever recorded in the wild. Albinism can cause poor eyesight and remove natural camouflage, which is critical for survival. Yet the panda appeared strong, well-fed, and steady on its feet. That alone surprised experts. With fewer than 2,000 giant pandas remaining in the wild, spotting a genetic rarity like this is extraordinary. Somewhere in those bamboo-covered mountains, this pale phantom is still out there, moving silently through the dark. Extinction is supposed to be final, yet every few years, something challenges that belief. Grainy footage has surfaced showing a striped, dog-like creature moving through dense brush in Tasmania. Many believe it could be the legendary thylacine, also known as the Tasmanian tiger. Officially declared extinct in 1936 after the last known individual died in captivity at the Hobart Zoo, the thylacine was a carnivorous marsupial with a stiff tail, powerful jaws, and tiger-like stripes across its back. It once roamed Tasmania freely before hunting and habitat loss wiped it out. But sightings have never truly stopped. Farmers, hikers, and even researchers have reported fleeting encounters in remote wilderness areas. Supporters argue that Tasmania's vast, rugged terrain could easily hide a small, surviving population. Skeptics say there's still no physical proof. Talking of secrecy, here's another clip that's sparking the debate. A motion-activated camera set up to film nocturnal wildlife captured what appears to be a small, fast-moving reptilian creature darting between trees. Some viewers immediately labeled it a real-life velociraptor. Known from fossils discovered in Mongolia and made world-famous by Jurassic Park, velociraptors are believed to have gone extinct around 66 million years ago. Paleontology leaves no room for survival. Yet the footage shows a slender body, long tail, and swift bird-like movements. Experts point out inconsistencies in size, posture, and proportions. Still, clips like these spark a deeper question. In a world where new species are discovered every year and remote regions remain unexplored, how certain is extinction? A rhino rolling in the mud doesn't usually stop anyone in their tracks, but this one should. What you're looking at isn't just any rhino, it's the Javan rhinoceros, considered the most threatened rhino species on Earth. Today, roughly 60 to 70 individuals remain, and every single one lives inside Ujung Kulon National Park. Once, Javan rhinos roamed across Southeast Asia, but relentless hunting for their horns, combined with habitat destruction and the chaos surrounding World War II, erased nearly all of them. Unlike African rhinos, they lack prominent skin folds and have a smaller single horn, making them harder to distinguish and easier to overlook. Now, their entire global survival depends on one protected stretch of forest and coastline. A disease outbreak, natural disaster, or surge in poaching in that single park could change everything overnight. Every mud bath, every calf born is a fragile victory. In the misty highlands of New Guinea, one of the world's most bizarre and elusive mammals lives a life almost nobody has ever seen, until recently. Known as Attenborough's long-beaked echidna, this spiny anteater is one of only a handful of egg-laying mammals on the planet, and for more than 6 decades, it was feared lost forever. The last confirmed sighting of this peculiar creature was way back in 1961. For generations, scientists and locals whispered about its existence, but no hard evidence surfaced. Was it extinct, or just incredibly good at hiding? That mystery hung over researchers like a cloud. Then, in 2023, something extraordinary happened. Trail cameras deep in a remote corner of New Guinea's rainforests captured footage of a long-beaked echidna moving through the underbrush. The grainy night vision clip showed its long snout probing the forest floor, searching for worms and insects just like its distant cousins in Australia. Named after famed naturalist Sir David Attenborough, this creature has 4 claws on each foot and a backward-facing pouch for carrying its young. Its rediscovery stunned the scientific world, proving that even after 60-plus years of silence, nature can still surprise us. Somewhere in those dense jungles, this living relic persists, unseen but not gone.
A bright orange gliding squirrel that's only ever been seen once, the Namdapha flying squirrel.
Deep in the mist-covered forests of northeast India lives, or once lived, one of the rarest mammals on Earth, the Namdapha flying squirrel. Found in the remote wilderness of Namdapha National Park, this enormous gliding squirrel is almost mythical in status. From head to tail, it measures nearly 3.5 feet long. Its fur is reddish and grizzled, its belly pale, and the thin, gliding membrane stretching between its limbs glows a striking orange. Imagine something that size launching silently across the canopy at night. The most astonishing part is its history. In 1981, zoologist S.S. Biswas and his team documented a single specimen, unlike anything previously recorded. It wasn't just rare, it was entirely new to science. And since that moment over 4 decades ago, there has not been a single confirmed sighting. Related giant flying squirrels have since been discovered in Laos and China, all belonging to the same ultra-rare genus. But the original Namdapha species remains a mystery. Deforestation, hunting, and habitat disturbance threaten the region. Still, in 2022, researchers reported a possible sighting and collected samples for DNA testing. Until confirmed, this massive glider remains a ghost of the treetops.
Researchers and biologists are teaming up for a desperate last-ditch effort to save the rarest of all marine mammals. The vaquita, an endangered species of porpoise, is down to the last few dozen of its type left in the world.
There's a marine animal so elusive that some fishermen once claimed it didn't even exist. Meet the vaquita, the smallest porpoise on Earth and possibly the rarest marine mammal alive today. What makes it so hard to study? Size, behavior, and silence. In 2008, wildlife filmmaker Chris Johnson captured what is still considered the clearest footage ever recorded of a vaquita in the wild. The video, filmed in the northern Gulf of California, shows a small gray body, barely 5 feet long, surfacing for just seconds. No splashing, no dramatic leaps, just a slow, almost shy roll above the waterline before vanishing again. Unlike dolphins that travel in loud, energetic pods, vaquitas move alone or in pairs. Their dorsal fin rises only slightly above the surface. Unless the ocean is perfectly calm, spotting one is nearly impossible. Add to that their extreme sensitivity to boat noise. The moment an engine hums nearby, they disappear beneath the surface. This combination of rarity and behavior led some local communities to call them mythical. And yet, when asked if they've ever found one in a net, the answer is often yes. Seen once clearly, almost never again.
A new species of tiny, luminescent sharks have been discovered in the Gulf of Mexico.
Some discoveries happen by accident, and this is one of them. In 2010, during a research expedition in the Gulf of Mexico that was actually focused on studying sperm whales, scientists pulled up something no one expected. Mixed in with the deep-sea catch was a tiny shark barely 5.5 inches long. It wasn't until 3 years later that experts at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration took a closer look and realized they were staring at a species completely unknown to science, the American pocket shark. This wasn't just rare, it was only the second pocket shark ever recorded. The first had been found back in 1979 off the coast of Chile, and for decades, scientists believed it was the only one. Unlike typical sharks, this one had a rounded, almost whale-like head, pale gray skin, and darker fins. Its body was dotted with light-producing organs called photophores, helping it blend into the pitch-black depths of the bathypelagic zone nearly 1,000 feet below the surface. But the strangest feature? 2 tiny gland-like pockets near its front fins, believed to secrete glowing fluid. Since that single juvenile specimen was found, no other American pocket shark has ever been seen again. High in the snowy peaks of California lives one of North America's rarest mammals, the Sierra Nevada red fox. Recently released footage captured a fleeting glimpse of this elusive predator moving across alpine terrain. According to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, only an estimated 18 to 39 individuals remain in the wild. Unlike common red foxes, this subspecies survives in extremely high elevation environments, enduring deep snow and freezing temperatures. For decades, it was feared extinct in parts of its historic range. Habitat loss, trapping, and climate pressures pushed it to the edge. Now, each confirmed sighting feels almost unreal, a small figure against vast mountain silence. Up there, above the tree line, survival is quiet and incredibly rare. This is the final photograph of a bird that once darkened the sky. Perched quietly on a branch, small and unremarkable, she didn't look like the last of anything. But her name was Martha, the final known passenger pigeon on Earth. She passed away in 1914 at the Cincinnati Zoo, marking the end of a species that once numbered in the billions. In the mid-1800s, passenger pigeons ruled the skies of North America. Flocks stretched for miles, sometimes hundreds. They had survived predators, harsh winters, and natural disasters for thousands of years. What they weren't built for was industry. Commercial hunting escalated rapidly. Telegraph lines allowed hunters to share nesting locations instantly. Railroads transported crews to those sites overnight. At the same time, massive deforestation erased their breeding grounds. From billions to one in less than a century. Martha's quiet photograph is more than an image. It's a warning frozen in time. These are the final moving images of a creature once called a goddess. In grainy clips recorded between the late 1990s and 2002, a pale dolphin surfaces briefly in the muddy current of China's Yangtze River. That animal was the baiji, a freshwater species that had survived for nearly 20 million years. On July 12, 2002, one individual drifted near Nanjing. Within minutes, cameras captured what would become the last confirmed sighting. The baiji wasn't just rare, it was known as the goddess of the Yangtze, perfectly adapted to murky water with exceptional sonar and reduced eyesight. But evolution couldn't prepare it for the industrial age. Massive projects like the Three Gorges Dam reshaped the river. Shipping traffic intensified. Illegal fishing lines and electric nets turned its habitat into a fatal maze. In just a few decades, a population once in the thousands collapsed. In 2006, scientists launched an extensive 39-day expedition, scanning over 1,700 miles of river with boats and hydrophones. They found nothing. No echoes, no surfacing breaths. By 2007, the baiji was declared functionally extinct, the first dolphin species driven to extinction by human activity. Yet along the Yangtze, some still claim the river hasn't gone completely silent. That's it for today. If you liked this video, make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you don't miss anything.